Calgary, Morgan Ice's exploring report on the Calgary Flares is similar as his game, straightforward. They suck to play against, frankly, snickered the 25-year-old Focus, who is the chief figure in the six-piece trade with the Philadelphia Flyers that had him while heading to Calgary Friday night. We played them Game 2 this year, a 6-3 misfortune. Dreadful. They're disproving many individuals this year. Ideally, it's a circumstance where Joel and I can give them a lift. We've improved the group. Conroy on adding Ice and Farabee. Calgary Blazes GM Craig Conroy discusses why he was keen on bringing advances Morgan Ice and Joel Farabee to the Blazes Association and makes sense of what got the arrangement over the line. Play video. That is Joel, as in Farabee, who incidentally turns out to be a long-lasting line mate and closest companion, making him the ideal partner to go along with him out west. Neither saw Thursday night's six-player exchange coming, nor were they mindful from the get-go that they were being exchanged together. However, now that they've said their farewells in a city in which both had better standards as first-round draft picks, they're pretty siphoned for another experience. While the shock of their most memorable NHL exchange is something they're actually attempting to get a grip of, both accept a new beginning was required. Yeah, I had an extreme beginning to the year, and I've been building my round of late. However, I figure it can help me, expressed Ice in a telephone interview. Being coming to a group in the hunt is energizing. Joel and I need to play in the end-of-the-season games so awful. Neither have a lot of experience with Calgary or the Blazes, gathering somewhat of an exploring report from Travis Konechny, who went on and on about the city he and his Calgary-conceived spouse summer in. He said there's a great deal of daylight, laughed Farabee, 24, while he held up with Ice to load up their westward plane. I have close to zero familiarity with the group other than playing against them, yet I know that playing in the Dome is so difficult. I don't think I at any point dominated a match there in my time in Philly. Why Farabee may be greatest X-Factor, from Flares-Flyers exchange. Elliot Friedman joins the fan hockey show to separate the Flyers-Blazes exchange from Thursday night. Why Joel Farabee may be the greatest X-Factor from this arrangement, and how he and Morgan Ice held up in John Tortorella's framework. Play video. As a matter of fact, the last time Farabee was seen in the vault, he was furiously pursuing Martin Pospisil all around the ice. Yeah, I played against him at Universes as well, and I assume I was doing likewise there, giggled the 6-foot, 186-pound Farabee, who accompanies a touch of edge to his game. Happy we're on a similar side now, so we don't need to do that any longer. Both promoted as genuine 20 objective scorers pushing ahead, the pair is being relied on to give one of the most reduced scoring groups a lift unpalatably. Presently, and not too far off, the two address a more demonstrated product than the stunningly famous Jacob Pelletier and drooping Andrei Kuzmenko, who were shipped off the revamping Flyers with a second cycle, 2025, and seventh cycle, 2028 pick. Craig Conroy affirmed the second-rounder was Calgary's pick, not the one obtained from Washington in the exchange for Andrew Mangiapane. Why move for Flyers Farabee and Ice is a masterclass by Flares. Honest Saravalli joined Sportsnet Key to examine the announced arrangement, sending the Philadelphia Flyers Joel Farabee and Morgan Ice to the Calgary Flares, including why the Blazes took their action and Andrei Kuzmenko's fit in Philly. Play. Quiet. Current time. 0:13. Span. 3:44. Full screen. Ice and Farabee played bounty together throughout the long term, and will more likely than not make their introduction on a third line along with Yegor Sharangovich Saturday. Expect both to be essential for the subsequent show of Dominance Unit. Both talked momentarily with Conroy and mentor Ryan Huska, who will uncover his new line mixes in Saturday morning's skate in front of a home game against Detroit. We didn't dive into detail as far as how he might want to utilize me, yet he was truly kind and inviting. Expressed Ice of his visit with a mentor he'll probably track down a smidgen. Not quite the same as John Tortorella. He appeared to be energized, and it helped me have a positive outlook on it. I value him keeping it speedy in light of the fact that my telephone has been exploding. A limited free specialist this late spring, the 6-foot, 193-pound local of Aurora, Ontario said he is receptive about the chance of expanding his agreement in Calgary. Considering how long the Flares have looked for an age-proper Focus with whom they can keep modifying, settling shouldn't take long. Farabee was somewhat of a compensation dump for the Flyers, who actually had 3 years left on a 6-year bargain, paying the double-cross 20 objective man $5 million every year. Both appeared to conflict on occasion with Tortorella, who moved them by and large around the arrangement. "I'm a two-way forward and I want to play all over the setup," said the U.S. conceived Farabee, who is a left-shot winger who has played a lot on the two sides. "I value punishment killing and easily overlook details from the puck." Conroy trusts exchange sends the right message to Blaze's players. Calgary Flares senior supervisor Craig Conroy examines, exchanging Andrei Kuzmenko and Jacob Pelletier for Joel Farabee and Morgan Ice from the Philadelphia Flyers, and why he trusts the move will be viewed as an essential step by his players. Play video. Sportsnet logo. It appears as though you are utilizing a promotion blocker. Kindly consider whitelisting sportsnet.ca. Inquired as to whether he anticipated that there should be an extensive distinction among Huska and Tortorella, he giggled. "I don't think there are many folks like Misdeeds, so it's difficult to look at him," he said. Ice said he left the game at Wells Fargo Center early Thursday, not for exchange reasons, and found out later through telephone he had played his last game as a Flyer. "It was a strange, insane evening. However, I got to get together with a lot of my partners the previous evening, and some more toward the beginning of today with some staff. So it was ideal to bid farewell," said Ice, a playmaking focus whose face-off ability and zone sections are supposed to assume key parts for the Flares. He's as of now gotten an opportunity to express welcome to a few of his new colleagues through text, none of whom he's consistently met previously. His main association with the club is through prospect Rory Cairns, with whom he played junior in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. "I see him in the mid-year, extraordinary fella and incredible player," said Ice, a double-cross 100-point player with the Greyhounds. "I know heaps of folks who know folks in Calgary, and I've just heard extraordinary things." Farabee's just association comes by means of a World Junior Summer feature he went to with Dustin Wolf. "Anticipating getting to Calgary," began Ice, "and showing what we can do.